Communities are rising up across the country using protests and meaningful discussions in a renewed fight for social equality. So California Women Lead is hosting a roundtable discussion to help keep pushing the conversation about racism and violence in the community. And here to tell us more is board member Dr. Diandra Bremond, Dr. D as they call you. Thanks for joining us. First of all, talk about what prompted you to put together this roundtable discussion and what do you hope people are going to gain from it?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on behalf of California Women Lead today. The reality is that we are at a defining moment here in America in our history. And at the epicenter of our values at California Women Lead, we want to fight and continue to fight for change. And not being a part of this meaningful conversation on the systemic racism and the violence against the Black community. We've seen it with George Floyd. We've seen it with Breonna Taylor. We could not be silent in this moment because we believe that silence is complicity. So this is a conversation that must be had.
And why is it important that we have an open platform to discuss these issues right now?
Well, the reality is that every transformation starts with dialogue. And it can't just be a one-sided dialogue. This isn't a conversation of just Black women or just white women or just Democrats or just Republicans. Systemic racism is deeply seated into the fabric of our nation. And in order to move forward with meaningful solutions, all of us need to be at the table.
So tell us, how is this roundtable discussion going to work? You have some speakers who are going to take part in it?
Yes, definitely. I will be moderating the conversation, but we have the Honorable Malia Cohen, the Board of Equalization Chair, Assemblymember Sidney Kamlager, as well as the newly appointed LaKenya Jordan, who serves as the Executive Director on the Commission on the Status of Women and Girls. And all of these women are powerful African-American women in the state of California, Black Girl Magic, and we want to have a conversation. However, because all of our people participating in the conversation are Black, I do want to urge our non-Black people to participate because, again, this conversation must be holistic. We must have all people at the table.
And obviously, you've mentioned, several issues, several things that need to be discussed starting this conversation, or keeping it going, I should say. What are some of the key points you want to be addressed during the roundtable?
I think one is we need to be open and honest about the systemic racism that has been happening for hundreds of years in this country. So we need to have an open and honest dialogue about that, number one. Secondly, we need to talk about how you can support the Black community at this time, how you can help to fight for the end of police brutality, not in just California, but in this nation as a whole.
And, clearly, communication is a big part of it. We need to keep that conversation going, to talk to each other, with each other. Give me a little bit more background about California Women Lead and what exactly the organization does.
Most definitely. California Women Lead has been around for decades as a bipartisan organization to help women who want to become elected officials or receive appointments. If you look at our government, women need more seats at the table. So we are fighting for equality. And we not only are we fighting for more Black women to have seats at the table, we need more women as a whole.
Dr. D, you're going to be moderating the roundtable discussion. What are you most looking forward to, and when is this all going to take place?
I'm most looking forward to the conversation happening. I think we are at a moment in time where we are going to see what is taking place with, I'm calling this the Great Awakening, that what we do today and for months to come will change our future for the next decade and into the future. But if you would like to join the conversation, which we would love if you joined the conversation, you would go to cawomenlead.org and you can find the roundtable information there, and you'll be able to register for the event. And if you can't make the event, we would love for you to join California Women Lead as an organizational member. We need more women. We need more women. We need more women in this fight.
You need more women, and we definitely need to have our voices heard. So you said you do need to register. Is there still time? Is there going to be a cutoff for registration?
Yes, there is definitely still time for registration. I'm not sure about the cutoff, but please register. This is a conversation where as many people as possible can participate, so that we can really move forward with these meaningful solutions. And this is just one of many. This is just the beginning.
And I'm sure they can go over to the website. They'll also find the rundown of all the speakers, and they can learn a bit more. You know, in terms of how much you're looking forward to this, can you give me your personal sense of what you're feeling right now?
There's a lot of mixed emotions. Being an African American woman whose grandfather was a civil rights activist. So I am cautiously optimistic about our future, but super excited that these conversations are happening. So it's up and down, but again, every transformation starts with dialogue, and we have some great people at the table who can help us work towards these meaningful solutions. So I'm looking forward to seeing you all on Friday afternoon, 12 p.m.
Sounds good. Dr. D, thanks so much for joining us and sharing some information about this roundtable discussion. We look forward to hearing more about it. And for more information, you can visit cawomenlead.org.
This interview involves commercial content. The products and services featured appear as paid advertising.